Baseball has been around for over 150 years, and throughout the entire history of the sport, humans have been tasked with calling balls and strikes behind home plate. With fastball velocity increasing drastically from the early days of the game, it's almost impossible for the naked eye to determine if a pitch hits or misses the strike zone by a matter of inches. As a result, umpires aren't perfect and will occasionally get a call incorrect, but sometimes umpires miss a call so badly that you have to wonder why baseball hasn't stepped in to address this issue.
Strike three. Marvin Hudson rings up.
Wanted the outside corner, didn't get it, and pinwheels in frustration.
The 3-2 pitch. Outside ball, 4 caught, strike 3.
So why hasn't baseball addressed this? Is it the fear of moving away from a game so invested in tradition? A fear of losing fans who like the human element? On June 2nd, 2010, Detroit Tigers pitcher Armando Galarraga was just 1 out away from throwing a perfect game, a feat which had only been accomplished 20 times in the history of baseball up to that point. With just 1 out remaining, umpire Jim Joyce made one of the worst calls in the history of the sport.
The guy we've been waiting for all night.
Ground ball, right side. Cabrera will cut it off. Galarraga covers. He's out. No, he's safe. He is safe.
Why is he safe?
You see right here.
Why is he safe? Oh my goodness, Jim Joyce, no!
Oh, jeez Louise.
Oh my goodness.
What a travesty. What an absolute travesty for Armando Galarraga.
Just 4 years later, MLB implemented an instant replay system which could be used to overturn the initial on-field calls made by umpires, like the missed call in Galarraga's almost perfect game. However, ball and strike calls could not be overturned, and in 2018, strike zone data revealed that home plate umpires missed 20% of the calls they made. The data simply can't be ignored. If umpires are getting 1 out of every 5 calls wrong, it's time we use technology to make these decisions. Minor League Baseball is currently testing out an electronic strike zone with TrackMan software. TrackMan uses a 3D Doppler radar system which tracks and measures the flight of the baseball. This data is then virtually mapped onto the field and analyzed in tandem with each hitter's strike zone size, and then the official call of a ball or strike is returned as an output. The virtual strike zone is adjusted to match each batter's height, and a TrackMan tech crew sits in a press box to oversee how the software is adjusting in real time. One can understand TrackMan as similar to the virtual K-zone that many broadcasts use during games. Introduced by ESPN in 2001, the K-zone measures the baseball's trajectory and the batter's size when determining a strike or a ball. The K-zone is not used for calling balls and strikes in Major League Baseball, but instead serves simply as an added broadcast graphic. Just like K-zone, TrackMan also uses cameras, pitch data, and batter information to determine the appropriate output, but it takes the precision a step further with its Doppler radar system. By using a Doppler frequency shift, TrackMan determines the rate of change of the baseball while in flight. More specifically, TrackMan transmits 2 wavelengths that are reflected and then redetected by the device, which allows TrackMan to measure the rate of the baseball. Furthermore, measuring the phase shift of these wavelengths also provides the orientation angles of the baseball. In turn, TrackMan combines the distance, rate, time, and angles for each pitch, providing a full 3-dimensional trajectory of the baseball while in flight. In addition to location, the software can even be used to measure velocity, spin rate, batted ball speed, launch angles, and more. Ultimately, TrackMan technology is accurate and fast, and MLB needs to embrace this technology and get it to the highest level as fast as possible. Beyond just calling the strike zone, I want to take this a step further. Whether it's a throw to first, a tag on a runner, or a foul ball that's right on the line, technology should be implemented to increase accuracy in all aspects of umpiring. While instant replay currently addresses many of these scenarios, MLB is also dealing with a pace of play issue. Television ratings are steadily dropping because the games simply take too long. According to Sports Illustrated, Game 6 of the 2020 World Series between the Dodgers and Rays was the least watched Game 6 in the history of the sport, which many attribute to the average game taking over 3 hours from start to finish. Therefore, MLB has a unique opportunity to use technology not only to improve the umpiring process but also to speed up the games. The league currently uses Hawkeye, which is a statistical measurement system that utilizes 12 cameras and radar around the field to measure pitch, player, and hit data in real time. On television, this is typically referred to as StatCast and is often used for illustrating real-time metrics in-game. While it currently is not used to make official on-field calls, MLB should implement this technology in tandem with TrackMan. In turn, beyond just using TrackMan TrackMan for the strike zone, Hawkeye technology could be used to determine calls for other aspects of the game, such as determining if the ball hit the first baseman's glove before the runner stepped on the bag. As a result, calls will be immediate and accurate, and no time will be wasted watching a replay over and over. Ultimately, instead of leaving it up to the human eye, which is prone to error, TrackMan and Hawkeye can provide instant outcomes that are based on precise mathematical functions and data. While TrackMan software is currently being used in minor league baseball to call balls and strikes, and Hawkeye is being used for broadcast purposes, my proposal is that baseball would further benefit by using this technology for all aspects of umpiring. Through trial and error runs in minor league baseball, MLB can fine-tune and perfect this technology before it is used officially in the big leagues. By doing so, they'll be able to eliminate human error and drastically improve the pace of play, two things which should attract a greater audience. And ultimately, the umpires aren't the show, the players are. We shouldn't have to watch umpires dictate game outcomes any longer.
Ground ball. Alvarez coming home, and it's not in time. He's called safe, and the Braves win the game. Clint Hurdle is going to come out and argue the throw beat the runner, and the Braves win it.